Talofa, Malele, Bula, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 14 of Breakfast Bites by TEIVOVOsports.com. A wrap of Pasifika Peoples sports on a cloudy and warm Saturday morning, 15th April 2023. Coming to you from paradise on the 180th meridian in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. In Rugby Union, Talofa lava Moana Pasifika. They went down fighting to the Queensland Reds, 40-28 in the Pasifika team's first ever game at home in Apia yesterday, while the Fijian Drua lost 28-43 to the Brumbies after successive TMO calls killed off the surging Fijian Drua momentum late in the game. More importantly, what both games showed is that Moana Pasifika should be based in the islands, playing all their home games between Apia, Nukualofa, and even in Fiji. And Rugby New Zealand and the New Zealand government should fund this relocation and ongoing operations if they are really genuine about helping us Pacific Islanders, in this case especially Samoa and Tonga. The other important point from the Brumbies versus Fijian Drua game is that World Rugby should restrict the kicking of penalties to touch, from where some teams, like the Brumbies, specialize in boring line-out drives to score tries. Compare those tries by the Brumbies to the scintillating tries scored by the Fijian Drua, and honestly answer which were the more exciting to watch. No wonder rugby league is growing in Australia, while rugby union is dying. Which game is more exciting, the running and passing game or the mauling game? Also from last night's game, World Rugby must very clearly demarcate the role and rules around the TMO so that they do not interfere with the game on field unless asked for assistance by the referee. Our world famous tips for other Super Rugby Pacific Round 8 games to be played: the Hurricanes to Casablanca the Chiefs, and New South Wales Waratahs to Forrest Gump the Force. Fiji Water has come to the rescue of the Fiji Rugby Union with a timely $3.8 million Fijian sponsorship of the Flying Fijians for the Rugby World Cup in France in September. Hallelujah. I just have to ask though, where were the FRU president and chairman at the announcement yesterday? In Rugby League, Storm coach Craig Bellamy slammed the Storm's performance in losing 18-8 to Manly last night and questioned what planet Tui Kamikamina and Justin Olam, his two Kanaki boys, were on after the good mates both hit Manly star Daly Cherry Evans late in the second half and were both sent to the bin for 10 minutes, which ultimately killed off the Storm's chances of winning. Okay, so we got the Storm 8-18 loss to Manly game wrong, but the Sharks 22-12 beat the Roosters. And our world famous tips for today: the New Zealand Warriors to curry the Cowboys, the Panthers to kebab the Knights, and the Gold Coast Titans to barbecue the Broncos. That could be another one we get wrong. In football, in a battle between the last two UEFA Champions League winners, Real Madrid put on an impressive display, while Chelsea showed why they are struggling in 11th place in the Premier League. Carlo Ancelotti, who coached Chelsea between 2009 and 2011, relied on veteran midfielders Toni Kroos and Luka Modric to pull the strings for the 14-time winners and reigning champions, who eased to a comfortable 2-0 win against Frank Lampard's side, with Karim Benzema and Marco Asensio scoring. In sports biz, Austrian Red Bull heir Mark Mateschitz, an only son, is worth an estimated US $51.9 billion after his father Dietrich died in October last year, and they've settled the will. He co-founded Red Bull in 1984 alongside Thai businessman Cheleo Yudvidya, whose Creating Daying energy drink inspired Red Bull and jump-started the modern energy drink market as we know it today. In boxing, Australian boxing world champion Ebain Bridges believes a fight with a fellow Aussie could shatter records and set the internet alight. Bridges, the world bantamweight champion, last fought in December 2022 when she obliterated Shannon O'Connell in 8 rounds. The 36-year-old, known as the Blonde Bomber, has continually made waves around the world thanks to her barely there outfits she wears during weigh-ins. Fellow Aussie Avril Matty has followed in Bridges' footsteps by wearing next to nothing to weigh-ins ahead of her fights. And it's where the world champion believes the internet would go into meltdown. I think our weigh-ins will break the internet and it'll definitely be crowd-pleasing, Bridges said with a smile. We're talking boxing here, right? For TEIVOVOsports.com, I'm Calden Kamea. Mahalo, vina'a, and thank you. Please hit the subscribe button below if you'd like to receive more Pasifika sports highlights on Breakfast Bites. And thank you all, Tumas, for all your love and support.